On the equator, 600 miles due west of South America, where 3 of the Earth's plates have ground into each other for millions of years, there's an island-forming hotspot. But this is no ordinary hotspot. Here, the ocean currents, prevailing winds, climate and distance from any continent were perfect for the arrival, establishment and evolution of plants and animals. Our gateway to Galapagos is Quito, the colonial capital of Ecuador, a 4-hour flight due south of Miami. On arrival, you will be transferred by private vehicle to Hotel Hilton Cologne Quito for an overnight stay. You start the day with a flight to Galapagos, about 90 minutes due west along the equator. On arrival, you will be welcomed into the exclusive Royal Palm Resort VIP lounge, where you will meet your naturalist guide. While you enjoy a refreshing beverage, your guide will procure your Galapagos park card and collect your luggage. The journey from the dry coastal area takes you up through changing landscapes to the Royal Palm Resort, hidden in the lush rainforest at the top of the island. During the 2 days you're on Santa Cruz, you'll unwind and get into being in Galapagos. You'll settle into your room, perhaps have a dip in the pool, and enjoy lunch before you head out to explore the unusual vegetation and wildlife. Together we search for the Galapagos tortoises. Galapagos is one of 2 places on Earth where you can see giant tortoises in their natural habitat. As the sun sets, we'll gather for a beverage and congratulate ourselves for making it to Galapagos. To see how volcanic islands are formed, you'll start the day with a visit to a lava tube. At the Charles Darwin Research Station, you'll learn about the tortoise hatching and repatriation program and meet Lonesome George, the last of his species from the island of Pinta. Among the many benefits of spending 2 days on Santa Cruz at the beginning, 2 are especially valuable. The lessons you learn here give you insights that make the rest of your trip much more meaningful. Secondly, it lets us spend more time on the yacht, so we're able to visit more islands than on any other company's trip. A high point for all is the lunch served al fresco right at the edge of Academy Bay. Anchored nearby is the luxurious yacht Integrity. Once you've settled into your stateroom, you'll join the naturalist guide for the very important Safety at Sea drill. After dinner, you'll be briefed on the daily routine, get an overview of the yacht's itinerary, and a preview of tomorrow's activities. Tonight, the Integrity will carry you southeast to the island of Española, arriving with the sunrise. You'll go ashore onto the white sand at Gardner Bay to play with the sea lions and watch marine iguanas. Here you can be alone, take a walk, or hang out with the sea lions. You'll return to the yacht and then go snorkeling, swimming, or kayaking. The afternoon visit on Punta Suarez is especially remarkable. The rocky landing is covered with red and green marine iguanas and sea lions. Our path takes us through colonies of nesting boobies, past marine iguanas protecting their nests, and ends in the nesting grounds of the endemic waved albatross. You'll be fascinated by the courtship rituals and mating dances of these seabirds. During the night, you'll cruise due west, arriving at Floriana by dawn. Ashore, in the lagoon, you'll see the bizarre feeding antics of the pink flamingos. Our path through Palo Santo trees leads to a pristine beach. As you stroll along the beach, you'll see furtive ghost crabs hiding in the sand and stingrays cruising just offshore. We return to the yacht for refreshments, then cruise to nearby Champion Island to snorkel. We stop briefly at the historic post office barrel used for centuries as a mail drop, first by whalers and now by you. You'll play post office, picking up and leaving postcards for friends and family. You'll spend the afternoon in the Highlands, visiting the cave home of an early settler, the late Margaret Whitmer. Margaret figures prominently in local mysteries, especially the one about the disappearance of a bizarre baroness along with her 2 lovers.
And nobody knows what anybody else did for the next 2 days, but the Baroness and Philipson were never seen again.
We return to the beach for sundowners and a barbecue. During the night, you'll cruise west and up the Bolivar Channel to Punta Espinosa on Fernandina, the youngest and most volcanically active island. On shore, you'll be greeted by pelicans, thousands of marine iguanas, and hundreds of sea lions. You'll see endemic flightless cormorants. Their useless little wings offer visible proof of evolution. If you have no reason to fly, there's no point in investing in wings. You'll discover that Fernandina may be the best place in the world to see how volcanic islands are formed. Volcanic islands like the Galapagos Islands are formed very slowly as lava from thousands of eruptions flows seaward.
As this is flowing along, what happens is the top part that's exposed to the air is chilling most rapidly, of course, and the underneath part stays pretty hot. And another thing happens is that all the gas that's in the melt starts migrating to the surface of the flow, and so you get this gas-charged rock on top, which is almost like styrofoam made out of rock. But once it starts to get more viscous up top, since it's cooling off, the hot stuff underneath starts rolling up the viscous part like that, and it makes these long rolls on top, but that increases the surface area, which means that it chills more rapidly, and all of a sudden it freezes like that. So you get these waves basically frozen in the top, but since they're gas charged, they're like styrofoam made out of rock, and it keeps the underneath part insulated, molten, and this can just keep flowing until it flows out and leaves a hollow tube.
From Punta Espinosa, we continue up the Bolivar Channel between Fernandina and Isabela. This is the coldest and most nutrient-rich water in all Galapagos, and where you are most likely to see dolphins and whales. Punta Vicente Roca is a lovely place to swim and snorkel among sea turtles and penguins, and float into a cave that is open to the sea. In the late afternoon, we pull anchor and gather on the sun deck to raise champagne as we cross the equator. We cruise gently along as the sun casts a golden glow on the verdant northern end of Isabela.